Hi guys, I'm back again with another video. So on today's video, I'll be doing a market analysis. I know I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I didn't. But it's not important anymore. I'm here already. So you'd realize that on my red list, I have like pairs that I don't usually you wouldn't find on my watch list. But I thought I should give you guys something that you can work with because of how clear some of the structures were on this pairs. So that's why I decided to include them, right? So that is what so that's the core reason why I'll be having all these pairs, right? Which is your gold, EURUSD, EURJPY, GBPAUD, EURCAD US30, GBPAUD, right? So as you all know that I usually start on the DXY because it's going to give us an indication as to what is going to happen on the dollar, but it's been trending to the upside. So if you can look at it, we have this uptrending structure. We have that torch over there. All right. So this is the structure that I see. Then dropping it now to the 4-hour time frame. We can zoom out. Then this is when we're going to start fixing the prices now. But if you look at the top, we don't really have a resistance level that we can highlight except for the high that's there currently, because the dollar has been performing strongly at the moment. But I think eventually we will have those sells. But the dollar is just, the DXY is just doing what it's doing at the moment, and we can't do anything about that except for waiting, right? So as you can see at the bottom, we're first touch, second, maybe an anticipated third touch, maybe in the future. Then at the top, we're first touch, second, and the anticipated third touch, probably there. We don't know what's going to happen. The dollar can keep moving higher. The DXY can keep moving higher and higher if it wants to, but it may be if when it finally decides not to, then that's when we're going to start having those sells, right? Because you would remember from the part 2 of the previous video that I did have something like this. And I did say that the market could still go back there to give us another touch, which was a fourth touch at the time of the video before it actually gave us the sells. But if you look at it from this point now, we don't really have another level of resistance that we can highlight except for this one. So we can only hope that maybe it's going to give us a head and shoulder, or maybe a double top. We don't know. But if it does cross above, maybe it's going to get there, give us that touch over there before giving us the sells. So that's what I see at the moment on the dollar currency index. Then dropping into the 1-hour time frame, yeah, more or less the same thing, because as you can see, first touch, second, third, fourth, and the fifth touch. Maybe we will reject there because, like I said, the possibility of a head and shoulders, possibility of an emerging head and shoulder, but the candles are not enough yet for us to say we could probably have that. So it's just a waiting game for now. We can only wait now and see what the index is going to tell us. But should it drop, then it means that the dollar is going to lose value, and then we're going to start buying like Euro USD, GBP USD, and other pairs, other dollar related pairs. So going to the second one now, I'm going to look at gold, but I'm going to start it on the 4-hour time frame at gold. So if you look, okay, let me see what's happening on the daily time frame. But the structure is still the same on gold because we have that touch, and then we also have this support level. Maybe we can also have another trend line over here. All right. So first touch, second, and the third touch. First touch, second touch, and an anticipated one. But it's important to adjust the price so that you can see it clearly. But if you look at it currently, the momentum is still with the sellers based off the fact that it's been moving in impulse move, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, breakout, retest, impulse, correction. So this is where we're gonna have our next impulse. But the next level, the point of interest would be this level to see what's gonna happen there. Because when it gets here, maybe that's when you're gonna start even getting those buys now, which is by the time the DXY loses value, that's the time also gold will pick up, and then you're gonna start buying. Only if we're treating this as an impulse, then this will be some sort of a correction, and then that's when we're going to start getting those buys. But if I can add another one, you would see here that the market at the moment is still forming lower lows and lower highs, maybe for it to complete the structure that I'm saying there's a possibility of. Because if you look at it clearly, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So it's going to form another lower low, maybe another lower high, then maybe give us a double top type formation or an inverse head and shoulder before it actually give us those buying opportunities. And you would also notice that we're also at resistance at the current moment. So that's why the market rejected the, which is we had a third touch, a resistance level, even a bearish engulfing candle. And then if you can add, I also see a pattern here, which is a continuation pattern. Remember the patterns I told you about. If you did not watch those videos, please do check them out. So if you look at it clearly now, it makes sense because impulse move correction, impulse move correction, impulse move correction. So after every impulse move, we get a correction. After every correction, we get an impulse. So, and the probability now is clear that we could go into the downside, maybe give us the double bottom and then go to the upside. So that is what I see at the current moment on gold. It still has the pot, it's still with us, we're still going down, it's clear, it's nice. And we even have this sorry about that, we even have this small resistance level. So we might come back for a retest. And then again, look at this, guys, lower low, lower high, lower low. Maybe if it does come back, that means it's going to give us a lower high before giving us another type of thing, right? So it is important to note that the market may not necessarily come to this level. It can reject even here if it wants, right? It can reject here if it wants. So then, because that's what the market does. Sometimes it does not necessarily have to go and touch that support or resistance level. But I think at the moment, it's clear to see even the candle that broke out of this pattern. If you look at that, I always say that pay attention to the candle as to what type of candle what type of candle broke the structure. Sorry about the noise, guys. Hey. But yeah, if you look at it clearly now, even if I were to erase this and this for simplicity and for clean charts, you would realize that at the end of the day, this was an impulse move. This is a correction, impulse, retest, impulse move, correction. So what's next? We're gonna get the impulse to the downside, which is we can start rejecting here. And then if it does reject here, if you look at it clearly, then that would mean that this is a version of a double bottom, which is a bullish reversal pattern. Just to keep it clean so everybody can see. Yeah, you would realize that if it does reject from that last low, then that means it's gonna be the left leg, then it's gonna be the neck and another neck and the double bottom. Right. So this would be a double bottom type formation, then that would confirm the buys. But if that does not happen, the market can still come back here in this type of manner. Then once we have something like this, then that's when we're going to start buying, right? So this is what I see on gold currently. And moving forward now to another pair, let's see. Okay, we have Euro USD now. So I'm going to start on the daily time frame with Euro USD. I'm going to start on the daily time frame. So you will see that we're still in a bearish trend. The Euro USD has been trending to the downside because the euro has been, the dollar has been performing very strong against its counterparts or other currencies. So yeah, impulse move correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, breakout retest. Then, but there is an imminent reversal that looks probable here. There. So if we drop it to the 4-hour time frame now, that's when the price is gonna start becoming clear and clearer. And so we can adjust now the prices. We can adjust the prices. So as you can see, we had this impulse move and then this beautiful correction. And then at the moment, I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm really not sure what's going on, but if we can have a support level there and that last low, then maybe we can have an argument or to say anything is happening. But remember, guys, if something is not clear or it does not make sense to you, then it's best to go or move away from that particular thingy. But this is what I see at the moment. And if this is a reversal pattern, then sooner or later, we will have those buying opportunities to the upside, because this is also like some sort of a falling wedge that is a reversal pattern. Because remember, I did say that wedges, triangles, they are both continuation and reversal patterns. So this could still at the moment be an emerging falling wedge, all right, until it gives us a clear indication that it's now ready to buy and go to the upside. But should that not happen, then maybe it can still go down, come to these areas before it actually give us those buying opportunities. But yeah, this is what I see at the current moment. Let's check what's going on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, dropping it now to the 1 hour time frame, you will see exactly what I'm talking about, because as you go lower, guys, if on the daily time frame you saw something and it was a correction, just know that if it was an impulse, just know that as you go into lower time frames, the clearer it will become. It will be, if you see something like this on the 4 hour, on the higher time frame, which is on your daily, just know that if you go lower, if it's an impulse at the higher time frame, then it's going to be a correction at the lower time frames, because that's when the price gets narrower, wider, and clearer, right? But as you can clearly see that we're currently at support and we have this reversal pattern. So if you did not check out those videos, please do check them out, because they're going to help you understand what I'm doing here, or the analysis that I'm trying to make here. And then if you look inside, remember I said when I was doing the past videos that there is no reversal pattern without a continuation pattern, right? Because in this is a reversal pattern, and you would realize that we might be possibly having an inverse head and shoulder type of pattern that is trying to form here, that will serve as an indication that we are ready to go to the upside. But at the same time, we must not ignore the fact that if this is not where we're supposed to put this support level, then it probably needs to be somewhere around about here. And then the narrative changes now, because if this is a level that we should be cautious for, then this could be a retest, which is okay, so let's say somewhere there, and continuations, sorry, to the downside. So anything can happen, but I would say the best, you can take a buy now, but you must be careful of this previous high, right? Because then it means if the market does go to the upside, breaks that level impulsively, then give us the retest, then we will have those buying opportunities to the upside. Then it will also confirm the this reversal pattern that we see over here, right? And also that's a pin bar that formed over there. This is a nice pin bar that can formed over there, which is impulse movement correction, impulse movement correction. Then this could be a potential of an inverse head and shoulder, even a double bottom type formation. Then that's when I'm going to start going to the upside. So that is what I see on Euro USD. Let's see. Yeah, there is a possibility that maybe it can want to come back here for a double bottom, which is the last leg, before it can actually go to the upside. Because remember, guys, so if you ask yourself what are the type of candles that I always look at, for me, guys, this is the perfect combo. If I have something like this, pin buy the bullish engulfing for me, then that's enough for me to say I'm going to buy the market. And if I find something like that at resistance, those are the two candles that I pay attention to. And as I always say, that if I find a bullish engulfing candle or a bearish engulfing candle at resistance, I'm more comfortable with engulfings only. But I get very reluctant when I see a pin bar only, right? So I get really happy when I see them two consecutively and respectively, because that serves as an indication that to me that what I see will happen, and it usually happens most of the times, right? So I'm gonna end it here on Euro USD, and moving forward now to Euro JPY. Euro JPY, start on the daily time frame. So I don't usually pay attention to Euro JPY, guys, but like I said, that I didn't want to analyze all the pairs that were in my watch list, even though I don't see anything clear. So that's why I decided that now let me also include some of the things that some of you guys may be looking at. But at the current moment, you would see that EURJPY, the momentum is still with the buyers, considering that we also have the support level. And we have that high over there, which is, this is an impulse move, then it's a correction, breakout, retest, then this is just a continuation. So it's clear even here on the daily time frame. But dropping it into the 4 hours, let's see what's going on. So dropping it to the 4-hour time frame, then this is where everything becomes much more clearer and clearer. So yeah, guys. See, I don't make anything complicated, but we must be cautious now because we also have this previous high over here that I see. So which is the market can, because it's approaching it correctively, so it can want to reject it there, which is, it will give us a third touch. Then it can want to come back here before it actually go to the upside. So it can, if it fails to break that previous high, then that means this will be the perfect scenario as to why it would sell, right? Then if it crosses above it and close above it with a nice candle, and then it will most definitely go to the upside to hit that high before it actually give us the sales. So this is what I see on the 1 hour time frame. There's not really a need for me to drop it into the 1 hour time frame, right? So but let's see if what happens. So yeah, guys, the momentum at the moment is still with the buyers, because you can even see that we broke this previous swing point, and then the market broke out, retest, and then it's going to the upside now. So if you want to take a buy here, then you'd rather wait until the break of this level. Then if it breaks above, give us a retest, and then that's when you're going to start looking for buying opportunities. But for now, just let it do whatever that it does. It would not be a good thing to buy EURJPY at the current moment, considering the fact that we have this level that's being respected, right? So yeah, it would be best to wait until the break of that level, and then maybe afterwards you can take the buy, breakout, retest, and buy, right? So let's move on now to another pair, which is GBPAUD. So GBPAUD is mostly correlated with what's this pair, Euro AUD. But then I realized that this pair likes to consolidate a lot. And then I decided, when I was cutting down pairs in my watch list, then it was one of those that I did cut, right? So because they say less is more, you don't have to trade a lot of pairs or anything, but the ones that make sense to you and your strategy are the ones that you need to best look at. So if you look at it now, I see this type of pattern that's emerging, because Euro GBPAUD has been selling for a very long time. And then if you look at the type of pattern that is forming there, it's kind of a reversal flag. It's not a wedge, it's a reversal flag, which represents buyers in the market. So dropping it now to the 4 hour time frame, where everything is going to become clear, you would realize that you also have that touch at the top. I have this touch at the top, and then you also have that one over there. Then you also have, like, at least, guys, a minimum of 3 touches is all that you need. You don't need to have a lot of trend lines, long trend lines that you're going to need. At least if you have a minimum of 3 to 4 touches, then we're good to go. Then if you look at it currently, we have that first touch, second and third touch, which is where it could possibly be rejecting. The way I look at it, that's where it could be rejecting, because as you can see, this was a fake out, and then it came back to the upside. Then we are now below this level, which means we're at resistance. But we also have a pattern inside a pattern over here, and even a small support level that I see over here on GBPAUD. So what is it that I'm anticipating on GBPAUD? So what I see here is that, if you look clearly here, this is a reversal pattern, right? So a reversal pattern, which is a pattern found inside a pattern. So what I see on GBPAUD is that if the market is respecting this third touch, then it might want to come back here to give us a double bottom and then go to the upside, right? So that's my first scenario. But if that does not happen, then that means the market, seeing that we have this reversal pattern, then this could be an emerging retest. And then if it gives us a bullish engulfing candle, maybe that's when you're going to start looking for buyers to that top. So that's the second scenario. And then the final and the third scenario could be that if you're not sure what to do now, then it's best to wait for the break out of this resistance and like an impulsive breakout. Then if we get the retest, then that's when you're going to start looking for buying opportunities. And what I normally look at when the market breaks out, I look at how is it moving after the breakout. By that I mean, because if you look clearly here, if you consider this is a higher high, then this is a higher low, this is a higher high. Then if it does break out and then give you that touch, then that would be a second touch, which is there would be a higher low. Then that means the market has the potential to go to the upside to give you higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, and higher lows. So this is my anticipation on GBPAUD. You see, it's clean, it's clear, it's nice, guys. So, but the likelihood, I would say, the momentum is currently with the buyers. But in as much as this is a reversal pattern in overall, but we must keep in mind, because sometimes we need to be smart about this. We need to keep in mind that we are still inside a bearish structure. And for as long as we are still inside this bearish structure, we're still looking for sells. Unless if the market does break out of this entire structure, it would be only then that we would know the market is currently, it's then that we're gonna know that the market is currently now off the hook up until it breaks that particular level. But for as long as we're still here, in as much as this is a reversal pattern or it represents buyers in the market, but let's put an eye on that, right? But it all depends on your criteria for entry as to whether what you would do in this type of situation. But for me, I would like to see it breaking this resistance level and then giving me the continuations to the upside, right? So let's move forward. Let's check what's going on the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, it's nice, it's clear, which is we have this reversal pattern yet again, and we have a clear and obvious resistance level, which is a breakout. This is a retest. In as much as this is a retest, we could buy, yes, but then again, it's not a free one, such that we need to be cautious of what could possibly happen at this resistance level. Hence, I'm saying that it would make a lot of sense for you to wait until it breaks this level, give it the retest, and then start buying GBPAUD. It's then that would make sense to me. It doesn't mean it must be like that to you also, right? So moving forward now to EURCAD. So EURCAD, I can even analyze here, because sometimes, guys, you can find everything on a single time frame. But if you look at EURCAD, you would see that the market had this impulsive move and this correction, and then give us a head and shoulders over there, breakout, retest, and this is remember, a normal head and shoulders like this, right? Then the break of the neckline, then the retest, and then the sell. So this is what I see, something like that currently, because if I can zoom out here, you would realize that this is a left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder, this is a breakout, this is the retest. Look at that candle. That's a bearish engulfing candle, right? And we even have a resistance level that you see over here. But let's drop it to the 1 hour time frame so that you can see clearly what's going on here. If you look at it this carefully, EURCAD broke out of the structure, and the right shoulder formed outside of the structure, and then it gave us the retest, like here, similarly here, as I did show you. And then looking at currently, you would see that the market has been moving in impulses and correction, impulse move correction, impulse move correction, and then this is another correction over here. So we might come back up for us to get a retest before the continuations to the downside come or kick in. Then that would mean that we have what to complete the 90% rule, right? So, and also pay attention, you know, guys, when the market changes direction, pay attention to how it moves when it finally ends in that direction. Because the basic thing that you need to look at something like this, because look at this, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then obviously if the market go to the upside, then would mean it's giving you now another lower high before it actually give you another lower low, and something like that happens. But should not that happen, it could also mean that if the market fails to continue to go into the downside, then if we're treating this as an impulse, then this is going to be a correction. Then when it breaks this resistance level, give us the retest, then that's when we're going to start looking for buying opportunities. And then again, it will be higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and the continuations to the upside. So this is what I see on EURCAD. And moving forward now to another one, which is your indice, index, whatever you call it. So I see this nice touches at the supporting dynamic trend line on US30, and you would also notice that we have some sort of a support level that's going on over there. And dropping it now to the 4-hour time frame, you would realize that indeed we're at support currently. We are at support, and then the market is forming a nice reversal pattern, a nice reversal pattern. So what does this mean? It means that if indeed this is a reversal pattern, then US30 does stand upon the chance that it could go to the upside now, because it's been selling for a very long time. And you saw on the daily time frame, this is a third touch, and for as long as we are still in an uptrend, we're still looking for buys, unless of course if the market could break this support level and also this trend line, then that's when you're going to start looking for selling opportunities. And even the type of candle that could close there, we're only left with 2 hours because this is a 4-hour time frame, so we could have those buys here if this is a reversal pattern, and then we're gonna buy US30. Let's drop it now to the 1-hour time frame, right? It's almost the same thing. If we can fix the prices, you would see that with support rejected for the first time, second time, and the third time. Then that means if we are to go to the upside, if the next candle would be a bullish engulfing candle, then that's when you're going to start looking for buying opportunities. However, if that does not happen, then that would mean that this is some sort of a head and shoulder. Then we might have the breakout, then the retest, and then the continuations of the selling momentum to the downside. So this is what I see on the Dow Jones. So yeah, guys, I think this is where I'm going to end the video today. So if you enjoyed and liked the video, please do me a favor to hit the subscription button, pop up the notification so that every time I drop, you can be alert as to what's the next when I upload another video. And also do check the previous videos out so that you can understand what's going on moving forward and many more other things. And then what's more to come on my channel, I'll be trying to compile and also another thingy. Then I'm going to dive into fundamental analysis. So yeah, that's what you must expect going forward. And if you came and watched up until the end, then thank you so much. I will see you on the next video.